doing is talking about subdivision when you're soloing and how important it is to understand the difference between level 1 and level 2. Now, level 1 will use the generic term 8th note, and level 2 will use 16th note. But again, don't really worry about those terms because it kind of depends on how you're feeling the song. So let me show you this. I'm gonna play a track here. This is in C sharp minor. It's just something that I came up with, and here's the beginning of it. So as I'm listening to this, and I'm going to improvise over this, the first thing I think is, well, what key is it in, and what are the chords, and what scales do I know relative to that key, and what do I know about it on my fretboard? These are all really important things. But let's just bypass that for right now and talk about the rhythm element of this, the subdivision of the beat, okay? So as I'm listening to this, I'm going to start snapping my fingers here. Now, I can go slower than this and I can go faster than this, but let's just start here. So, dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's where I'm going to start working from. So, as I hear this, a useful beat that we can play, and we can always go slower, obviously. We can always play, we can stop, we can rest, we can sustain a note, we can do all kinds of different things. So my conversation today isn't about how slow we can go, it's about understanding the reality of the subdivision of this beat as we keep moving up. So here I am, right here. Dun, 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 whatever it is. Okay, and again, I can pause as much as I want in between those. That's the first step, is you've chosen the scale that you know, the positions that you know, in the key that the song is in this case, C sharp minor, and that's what you're working with. But the problem is if we just stay there and we play slower than that, we're not really adding a lot of energy. And over time, that might not be enough. Now, if we were only playing for, 10 seconds and we just wanted one little easy, simple melody line, that'd be great. But if we're actually going to solo for a while, we're going to need more than this. Okay, we can always come back to this, but we might need more. So if I took this now, go back here again, and I double this. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now the bar raises a little bit. Now again, I can always go backwards, I can always go slower, I can do these, right? All of that kind of stuff. So don't worry about that, that's all still there. But now we're thinking about doom, 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 doom. So now we're there. Okay, so now we can start getting a little more interesting and more creative with this new level here, from dun, 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 dun. And we can, again, bop back and forth between these. So as we're playing, so there we are. Now, at this stage, if you struggle at all with dun, 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 that kind of thing, what you want to do is develop freedom and control at that tempo, all right? So what I have people practice are just rudimentary things. You might just take your scale and whatever positions you're playing in, and, practice rudimentarily playing at this tempo, doing dut, 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 instead of dun, 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 right? And then ultimately what I like to do, and you can, find other videos on YouTube and whatever about this, but it's called meandering. So with meandering, what you do is you take this structure, this C sharp minor, pentatonic, diatonic, whatever it is you're doing, and you start learning how to play at that tempo with that subdivision, dun, 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 and you try and make it as random as possible with the goal of not stopping, just to see how long your brain and your fingers can just randomize in a shape or a couple of shapes, positions, or whatever it is as you play. So let me show you kind of what I mean by that. What I'm doing is not musical per se. I'm just trying to train myself on being able to move through the positions in this particular scale, whatever it is, at this subdivision. Dun, 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 to see if I'm capable, right? So I'm practicing fundamentally moving up and down inside that shape, and then I'm randomizing this. To see if I can train my fingers, train my brain to be able to move around at this palette, if you will, this subdivision. Then when I want to turn it back into music, I go back into the space where I was playing, and I can start kind of scat singing and playing, you know, the quarter note or the slower one, whatever you want to call that, to this new one, right? Bum, bum, da, 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 dun, dun, da, 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 dun, making phrases, all of these other musical elements. Again, today, this video was really just about the subdivision and how to practice this, and how, as you move up the level, it requires more skill set, right? I mean, it makes sense. So when you were here, yes, you can totally make music there. But when you move here, you have to be able to move with a bit more technical prowess, right? If you want to get creative with that, the more you practice meandering and moving around, the more your fingers have experienced these different things that you can do. So when you get in there, you're not getting tongue-tied, so to speak, with your fingers. You've practiced these, you know, string skipping and moving through positions and all these different things, da 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 da, forcing yourself to avoid stopping. You just keep going. Okay? But we've got another level here. Now we move up and we've got right there. So now we move into another level here. So if we were calling these, there we go. If we were calling these quarter note, eighth note, well, now we'd be at the 16th note. Now the whole solo doesn't need to be 16th notes, but it is music, and it is nice to be able to move to that level and then come back whenever you want to. So if you think about it, you started here, and then you move to, right now we're going to be on, and in order to play that fast, sometimes what you need to do is you need to develop patterns or ideas that you can execute at this speed, because you might not be able to meander or move randomly at that speed, you see? So two quick things. Number one is you could simply touch on it by doing a hammer-on or a pull-off from the level below that. So if I was playing, and I just did, see, I could do some simple hammer-ons and pull-offs and bring me to that level and then come right back down. And that would be enough. Just getting used to being able to do that. Just jump into that. Again, I'm going to call it a 16th note, but just jumping in there and then coming back into your 8th note level right here. And then again, you can always go slower. You can always play less, obviously. But the struggle is going to be moving up here. So if you like playing, moving up to this kind of 3rd level, if you will, then what you need to do is start thinking about, well, how can I play there? Like if I was playing my fundamental scale here, like this. Can I play the scale? Can I meander? at that speed. Well, maybe you can and maybe you can't. Maybe it becomes more difficult to just improvise, but what you can do is start planning things out, again, called a pattern or a sequence, we might call it. So let me show you what I mean. Let's say, for instance, we took our pentatonic scale and, you're practicing going... You're practicing trying to get to that speed, but you're kind of struggling with that. So maybe what we do is we create a pattern that we practice. So I'm going to go to the top of this C sharp minor pentatonic scale, and I'm going to play this. And I'm going to do those as pull-offs. And it's that 16th note speed, right? Now, that's not my solo. I'm just working on a technique to develop a pattern or a lick or whatever you want to call this. So I'm practicing da-da-da-da-da. I'm just trying to get used to being able to do that. So I'm going to formulate this new lick or this new pattern, right, by memorizing this. So I've got this lower level here where I'm just kind of playing kind of that bluesy mentality, if you will. But when I want to move up to this next thing, because I might not have developed the skill set yet, or maybe it's just really fast and I need to develop something that I can automate, that I can practice to a point where I can just use it. That's what we're talking about right now. Okay, now let's take that a little bit further. What I'm doing is I'm ultimately going to build out a larger pattern here. I'm going, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up one string and then go down 3 from there. Then I'm going to back up one string, go down 3 from there. And back up one string, like that. So now I have... Now, I don't have to do that whole thing. I can jump in midway or at the top and just only go down halfway. Again, it doesn't matter. The point is I'm practicing with this track and I'm developing the ability of being able to play something at that 16th note or higher level in terms of tempo. So here we go, for subdivision. Of course, I'm not just going to do that as a solo. I'm developing the idea. That's what practice is all about. So if I take the whole sequence down through here we go. See? It's a basic idea, it's a basic pattern, but it would still get you into that 16th note or higher level in terms of the subdivision. So you could move back and forth between ba-da-dum-bum-bum, whatever, and then da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, come right back out of it. Then jump back in, like I'm moving toward the floor this time, doing the same pattern. Now, I don't have to play the whole thing, okay? But this is how you start entering this new level up here of being able to play as you start developing patterns. And there's all kinds of them. You could develop thousands of them. But it's nice to develop a few of those, so whenever you want to move into that next level, you can do that. You've got a couple, 3, patterns that you've been practicing. So as soon as you listen to a song, the first thing you think is, where's the low one? Dun, 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 dun. Assessed what your options are rhythmically. Now, we're not talking about pitch and melody and all that. That's all important, but we're not going to focus on that right now. We're just focusing on rhythm. So as I play this, going back again here, here we go. Maybe here. and forth between those. And that way you can enter that higher level of subdivision, and you can always go back down. So something to think about a little bit depending on what your goals are. All right? So take care, stay positive, keep practicing, and be sure to check out our Guitar Zoom Academy over at guitarzoom.com if you're interested in learning more personally from me about this sort of thing.